here. We do have readies, and we have a 3-2-1 pills as we kick off our opening match here of the June speed bracket. This is a best of three, levels 6 through 9. These players going to just absolutely go through these here. You're looking for, a sub 6 really optimally to get through here. Ook already off to a really good start. Has a lot of red in the center of his board. Looking at Frank, Frank's got a little bit of forced garbage, but I think he's going to go for, or has a sweet tea ready if he wants it. Looks like he's working around it right now as he's just trying to get something blue, maybe looking for a blue red to really help him out there.
Yeah, he can. There he takes that sweet tea, and then he's still got the horizontal reds set up for himself to take when he can, and another sweet tea there clears up a lot of it. There's still a little bit of garbage, but Frank can easily deal with that. It is very neck and neck. It is 10-11 right now.
Yeah, Ook was playing with a bit of a high elevation red board, but has really started working it down. Good tuck there, minimizing that drop time. Has a horizontal triple on those blues, and it looks like he is going to go for it, or maybe just get the double. But he looks like he is signaling that he is going to go for that. And with that yellow clear, looks like that may be the case. Definitely is with bridging things with that double yellow. Going to get the double blues here. It's 2-2, and one red gets Ook out of this board, and he'll be out first at a minute 27. But right on his heels in a minute 28 is Frank, as both these players in 7 right around the same time.
Exactly. This is, as we said, neck and neck. It is still early, but that's always a good sign if you can hang really early with Frank. So Ook is doing a very, very good job. He does not have anything at all in his column 8. And the one thing he has in column 7 is now gone. So Ook does have a little bit of a place to put trash if he needs to. So that is very useful.
And that'll increase here as he gets this yellow out of row 1. Really can just kind of manipulate the board how he wants to. Really needs some blue help to really open up the board on the left side. Meanwhile, Frank has everything really tightly packed. Has a bit of a high elevation play. I'll get that word right, I promise, chat. As Frank now working on getting everything cleared out. He's just playing very swiftly, and he was building an underclear. Now doesn't need to, can go up top, out at a 238 here as he takes the lead here. But Ook not far behind, just needing a little bit of red help, and he'll be back in this.
Exactly. That blue is gone. Now he just needs 3 red halves. There's 1, 2, and 3. He's going to be out at a 257.
And not too far behind at all as Frank's starting to open up the board. Really has that center area, columns 5 and 6 opened up, but really just has this big spire, but gets a lightning bolt right in the center of the board, really opening the board up here. And looks like he's signaling possibly for a combo here. I think he might be looking for anything red. He's just going to take the garbage on top of the blue, but gets a really nice cascade and sets up yellows in column 3 and then gets them off the board. He's down to 21, but Ook is really, really playing a good board himself here. Absolutely not slouching in here on level 8.
Exactly. I made a noise because that double blue in column 1 for Frank, I believe, was overshifted. I think he wanted to have that in column 2, since column 1 doesn't have any reds, or I'm sorry, any blues whatsoever. So he cleans that up really quickly. I can almost guarantee he wants to take those blues horizontally. He's set up for that.
He's got another free horizontal as well in row 1 for that yellow. But Ook has taken advantage of this here. He is down by 8, but he's got everything nice and close to each other, which really minimizes drop time, can really be efficient and pick and choose where he wants to go. I like this play, drilling down, getting the blue off the board, has the easy double blue ready, can underclear these yellows and have access to red. And if he's telegraphing this right, I think he's going to be going horizontal on the yellows as well in row 1. Frank, meanwhile, looking for that last red, really at a high elevation. See, I told you I'd say it right. And he's just not getting it. He's absolutely not getting it. He's playing with fire on the top of the board. Ook out at a 440, Frank out at a 440. We are neck and neck going into the last stage.
This is, I'm holding myself. This is so exciting. because Ook has just kept in there with Frank the whole time. Some of it is RNG. This is very RNG based. We do not have our players play the same boards. So there is an element of RNG to it. And sometimes it helps you, sometimes it hurts you.
Ook going for a big drop time clear, but he is going to get a combo, so that is worth it. He is drilling down, does give him access to a quad clear if he wants it. Just waiting for that red-blue, getting a little bit of a small double red. He's going to drill down now, has a yellow-red quad if he wants it. He is holding on to a 5-virus lead at the moment, and Ook playing a really, really stellar board here. Needs to start addressing that right or that left side of the board. He's got that red overhanging. Looks like that's what he's going to start doing. Frank's got everything all over here, but going to combo down and ooh, get a nice combo. Didn't quite see that on that right side, but he is down to 13. Ook is down to 6, and Ook's I think he's gonna go horizontal on those reds. That could be risky here, but Frank down to 9, and with this clear, all Ook needs to do is get these double reds, and he'll have game 1 in the bag. Is it gonna happen? Frank down to 7. And he's setting up for blue down to 6. Ook just needing one more red. He's running into the same problem Frank did on 8, but there's the red. Everything drops down. He is out at a 6-16, and Ook the Librarian takes game 1 over Frank.
I do think we had a slight early hit of the timer from Ook, but at the most it was 1 or 2 seconds. He is going to take that first crown against Frank.
A big win for Ook here. Frank's going to be playing behind, which means Frank's got to reverse sweep this to win. Ook could pull off an upset here. And as Larva said, Ook's never beaten Frank, so this could be a first time here. Winner of this match goes on to face the winner of Packy versus Dave Smith. We are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. We're waiting on readies here. Ook says he stopped too early. His timer should have gone longer. It
was only a second or two, and Frank took longer than that. So yeah. It's okay, Ook. We're sure that you got that one.
Appreciate the integrity though of our players here in the DrMC.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody getting set back up, both players set to start on level 6. And as a reminder to all of our folks watching live, you can support the DrMC with your subscriptions and your bits. All of that goes right back to DrMC, so we can fund. We can get our staff out to our live locations. We can improve prize pools. We can improve equipment. That's all thanks to your very, very generous contributions. So we very much appreciate you. And if you're watching our VODs, be sure to hit the subscribe button and support us as well. We really appreciate you out on YouTube watching the VODs. And we now have a 3-2-1 pills and really interesting boards from both players. Frank has access to a lot of things, although he'd have to go on a little bit of a winding journey. Ook's got good stuff on both sides of the board, has a good center well as well, and he is off to the races here, already down to 22, and getting this nice little combo. It's going to rain down. He's only going to get the blue clear, but sets up beautifully for yellow and red.
I like what Ook did with that. He saw that he could have a blue horizontal drop another blue onto a piece that already had that only needed one left. So I think that was a very, very good move. Now he's out of blue though.
And speaking of blue, Frank with a massive T clear right in the center of the board really started opening things up. Gets a nice tuck, getting a short stack as well, and he's absolutely plowing through the end of the stage, down to his final 6 viruses. Looks like Frank might be setting up here for a horizontal double with the yellows and then the single. We'll see what he decides to do here, and it looks like, no, he is going to go vertical, then horizontal, out at a minute 8. What an absolutely blazing time. Ook, though, not too far behind here. He's just needing one more yellow, and there it is. He is out at a minute 18, so 10 seconds between our players here as we get into level 7.
Yeah, I like that play from Frank. Frank really is one of the masters at those delayed horizontals. And if he gets... Okay, he decides not to go for the fat log. He could have, it just didn't work out, but now he really does not have access to yellow at all unless there's a whole lot of tucking.
Ook's really hurting for blues or for reds rather right now. He's just got red all over the middle of his board and can't really access anything. He's going to get a nice combo on the right side and is going to tuck a blue in here, but he's really starting to hurt here for any sort of red help. He is down to 18, and it's the same story for Frank. Frank's going to get a
Mhm.
double red and really didn't go in the middle of the board. I thought that would be the play, but he is still looking for red help. Both our players are here. It looks like a little bit's coming for Ook, as Ook now down to 11, Frank at 13, and Frank starting to address basically everything that's not red on his board. And Ook is going to get, look at this combo. He's going to get a nice quad and then a double blue, just really needing a handful of reds, and he will be out. He's
Mhm.
gonna have to go vertical with the stack of reds here. There goes Frank with a double red. He's gonna be getting things out. He just needs a couple of reds. There's one, and there is two. And Ook is forced to go vertical. Frank out at a 247. Ook out at a 252. Neck and neck here halfway through.
Mhm. There's there we go, Frank. I thought Frank was going to try to take a sweet tea that came up a couple of times. He decided to address things more on the left side of his board. Um, but he has several double opportunities. I see four yellows just sitting there together, begging to be taken out in a huge
Oh,
combo.
Ook's having trouble. He tried to get something going up there in the top left of the board. Didn't quite get it to fall here. He's going to have to dig, and he's going to have to dig all over that top right. That's going to be brutal.
Mm,
That could be the turning point here in this match. We'll see what Ook decides to do here, but he is going to have to dig. It might be under Clear City over on that left side of the board. Meanwhile, Frank is setting up for a D sandwich of some sorts to that blue, getting a double blue down to 7 here, absolutely cruising through here. And Frank, look at this, gonna set up a blue vertical and gonna get this. This is an absolutely beautiful play. He's just needing
hmm
one color of each. There's the blue, there's the red, out at a 406, and he is into 9 first as Ook is trying to clean up that little bit of a disaster on his 8.
Yeah, and that always hurts. That's always something that really hurts if you have to clean up. Um, and he's gonna have to clean up a little bit on that column 8 as well. You D sandwiches, but then there's that one red in the bottom right corner that is just buried. So,
Yeah, and it's
oh, he's setting up to take it out in a combo.
I
So
like the
once he
I
gets that
like
red,
that
he can do
play.
that.
Meanwhile, Frank is just getting one pill clears all over the place here, it goes to say it's absolutely gut wrenching when you just have those just misflips on the top of the board, knowing you have to
Mhm.
dig out of them. But you've got to readjust your focus on just trying to get more off the board and doing what you can. And Ook really put that amazingly on display there. He's not out of this. It is a 28 virus difference, but barring RNG or disaster on Frank's side, Ook's still in this. You don't say die here in DrMC.
Yeah, and it looks like Frank potentially missed a tuck, um, to take, to take some of those yellows out in an L. He's setting up here to take these yellows, and then he'll be able
Ooh.
to drop, and then it's everything. He's one of those good planners, so it was, everything fell into place. So he's out at a 540.
And that is going to be game 2 for Frank here, which means we are going to start off our June tournament with a decider.
It just means more free Dr. Mario for all of us.
And remember, folks, you got friends who like puzzle games or just want to see some fun competition, tell them to come watch us here. We are live twice on 2 weekends out of every month, sometimes 3 now. We've got the silver bracket coming next week, as well as a special Game Boy side event, which I hear a lot of people have been really excited about.
Yeah, and actually Frank, one of our competitors right now, his main Dr. Mario game, the one he started on, is the Game Boy version. So he's the one that has all the tips and tricks for the Game Boy version. Um, so that is next weekend. On Saturday we have our silver bracket, and on Sunday we have our Game Boy side event.
All right, we've got readies from both players. Decider time here. Three, two, one, and pills. Off we go here. Ook's got a little bit of a barricade right in the center of the board and is immediately setting things up. Really like that play. Good vision there.
Mm-hmm.
Using that horizontal to set up vertical plays and then getting two more off the board. Meanwhile, Frank, with that blue clear in column 4, has opened up the middle of his board a bit. Getting some safe tuck plays in there. Really needing some red to clear off the right side and really start to attack the board. Meanwhile, Ook's a bit scattered. He's got blues on basically the top wings of his board, and he's going to use this double blue to tuck and address the blues over on that left side, and now tucking underneath. I like Ook's got some of the best board vision in the game. Larva really
Mm-hmm.
is just can put on a clinic in just good horizontal combo play.
Yeah, that is one of the things that we've discovered with Dr. Mario now is that you don't necessarily have to. We do have players that play mainly vertical, but especially if you're just starting out, you need to get on those horizontals. That's a huge
Horizontals
part of
are
gameplay.
very key. And what's also key for Ook is a blue, which is not coming down. And there, it's finally going to come
Oh.
down, but he's going to have to eat some drop time. But he will be out first at a 123, and Frank's going to need a yellow. He's going to be out at a 126. So slight advantage for Ook here in this third game. And at this point, in that game 3 situation, every second counts. You've got to balance that
Mhm.
aggression with just smart play.
Yeah, and we've seen games come down to ties. We've seen that
Mm-hmm.
before. Um,
And
so it
if
is
we get
every
there,
single second
and
counts.
if we get there, we'll definitely explain to you, the viewers, how that goes. But right now, Ook really looking for red and yellow help. Especially, he's just got 2 reds just blocking a spire of viruses. Really just having to go around that. And you see him really just using that board vision to his advantage here. He is going to get that underclear vertical. Frank absolutely steamrolling through here. Ook's got to eat that drop time, unfortunately. It is a red heavy board for Frank. And now he's stacking blues, and I think he's doing that, Larva, to prevent drop time and maybe just going for that
Hmm.
red on the right side last.
Yes. Frank really does. He also does a lot of stacking to avoid drop time when he can. Um, because every single row is a quarter of a second. So, especially dropping from the top of the screen can take up to, I believe, 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, that takes a lot of time. He's out at a 246.
And Ook is getting a very fortuitous set of doubles here, really just cutting all that drop time out. Having that yellow come last is huge for Ook. That's going to keep him in this. He's just needing one more yellow. He's going to be out at a 304 as it is just a 6 virus game here as Ook begins to set things up. And if I'm Ook, I'm really hoping to target column 3-4 to really open up the board.
Mm-hmm.
And he does just that.
Yeah, I really like that move from Ook. It gets, it gets a channel 2 closer to the bottom of the board. There are still things there that you can work with, so not everything is, you know, drop time city over there. So that's very smart. Sometimes you want those channels, and sometimes they really hurt.
Ook right now working against about a 4 virus deficit here, needing some blue. A double blue would be huge. He's got a triple. He has blocked it off. He has reopened it up here, and actually really could go horizontal as well. Frank needing red.
Hmm.
It's just a Cincinnati board over there with all those reds, but he is getting it to work here. and a good double clear for Ook. He's down to 14. It's 14-10, and a horizontal really cleverly played there by Ook. And it looks like he's just voting for garbage here, as he is just getting a red blitz at a most unnecessary time. Really just needing anything blue. He's going to get that triple. He's down to 10. Frank down to 7. Frank is getting nothing but blues and yellows right now. This is insane. As Ook hopefully can take advantage of the situation. He's got that Spire in column 8, and that can definitely eat precious seconds off the clock. He is going to get the blue clear up top, and now it's just going to be a matter of deciding what he wants to do. He's going to have to go vertical on the yellow, and Frank is down to his final red, finally getting some reds here, and now out at a 453. Ook just needs 2 viruses here. He's going to minimize the drop time, setting himself up beautifully with that clear. He's going to be
I
out at a
love that
502.
clear.
Absolutely brilliantly done there. It is just a 2 virus game going here into 9. Can the 14 seed upset the 3 seed? We'll find out here in about 33 or so virus clears, as these two continue to fight. As Ook's going to go for the low elevation tuck. Nicely done. He's got a little bit of garbage that he's got to work around, but that's something that can be addressed later. He's just absolutely turning on the speed, pouring on the aggression, doing whatever it takes to get into that second round. He is playing phenomenally right now tonight, as with a nice L yeah from Ook, and he clears out the blue garbage down to 26. Frank down to 21. Frank needing blue help. Ook needing red help. Let's go, everybody.
I am so excited about this, this match, these boards, everything that's happening. Ook right now does not need anything yellow, so, RNG, please listen. Only reds and blues. Frank needs a lot of blue help. He needs a lot of blue help. It is 8-16. Oh, lovely T from Ook.
Sweet T by Ook. That's going to put him down to 13 here. He is drilling. Drilling does eat time, but sometimes it's worth it for the setup. It is 11-4 here. Frank going to go for the double blue horizontal. He's just double red would do it for him here. He's got a choice to make here, and he's going to get that tuck, and he's out at a 627, and he takes an absolutely crazy game number 3 and the match.
This was wonderful to watch. Good job by Ook. I like that T into the drop. And then he just has those reds. And that's out at a 648.